What's going on? It's your boy, Connor Conflict, and in today's video, we're going over the most recent news of tight end Mike Gesicki getting the franchise tag. I think this was expected by many people, but as it got closer to the deadline day, we were getting a little nervous. So I think most Dolphins fans, including myself, are happy with this move. I'm happy to keep a stud talent like Gesicki on the roster. Now, obviously, there's the questions around his blocking. We'll get into that. So he gets a franchise tag, which is basically a one-year deal. He's set to make $10.9 million, but they have, I think, until July to work out a long-term deal, which could affect that 10 mil number, which could lead to more cap space. I don't know if they'll come to a deal. And as for the excitement, if any teams taught you not to get excited about the franchise tag, I think it's the Dolphins. The last time we franchise tagged a player that I can remember, I'm pretty sure it was Landry, if I'm not mistaken. And I was so excited because there was rumors that we weren't going to keep him. I was so hyped. I threw on his jersey, went to school the next day, only for 2 weeks later for him to be tagged and traded. So there's still a chance for that. Now, I don't see that as the likely thing that will happen, but you never know. But I think the Dolphins intend to keep him. Now, there was questions about his scheme fit because he can't block and he's more of a slot receiver, which is a whole nother topic for he could potentially get more money. But he's not necessarily the natural scheme fit, but as McDaniel has endlessly said, he gets the best out of the skill set of his players. When he changes teams, the scheme seems the same, but how they adapt to the players changes. So there's going to be different wrinkles in this offense because we have a talent like Gesicki. So I think that affects it all. And it's going to be interesting, and I think they'll get the most out of him. I mean, you're talking about a guy who's, 6'6", 250, runs a 4.5, can jump higher than basically anybody in the league. Like, it's a very unique skill set, and I think we'll get the most out of him, which is impressive considering what we've already done with him. Now, hopefully, with the improvement in coaching that we can, well, I don't even say improvement necessarily in tight end coaching, but I think John Embry's a phenomenal tight ends coach. Hopefully, we get improvement in his blocking. But like I said, they're going to put him in positions to succeed, whether that's running away from him or helping him improve his blocking. So I think it's a big piece of the offense to add. So you're talking about Waddle, Gesicki, and there's reports that we're going after a big name receiver. Now, I don't know if we're necessarily going to do that. It might just be reports. I see us, because the big name receivers, I just feel like don't fit what we're looking for, but I could be wrong. It should be interesting to see. Devontae Adams are getting a franchise tag. Godwin's getting franchise tag. So that market is getting limited a little bit. So it should be interesting to see what happens there. That is for a topic for tomorrow's video, which was supposed to be today's video, but the Gesicki news happened, so that got pushed back a day. So the last thing I got to talk about, I mean, it's a quick video. I don't know what else to talk about, though, unless I just want to fill it, which I probably won't waste your time with. So how about we bring Mike Gesicki's buddy Durham Smythe back, you know what I'm saying? One of Gesicki's best friends, he was at his wedding. He might have been a groomsman, I'm not fully sure, but I mean, he's not going to be expensive. He's a good locker room guy. He did his job perfectly fine last season, so I don't see why you don't throw him a contract that doesn't have a lot of guaranteed money. Take him into camp with you, see if he makes the roster. I'm sure he would probably, just due to how the tight end room structured. If we cut the people that we should probably cut, a la Adam Shaheen, Ethan Carter. But that's all for the later date. I'm just going to check my phone to make sure there's no more breaking news. No, so it's just the Aaron Rodgers news, which is all crazy. I'm trying to think what else I got to talk about Gesicki. Like I said, I think him in this offense, it's going to be a lot of the same lining up out wide, but I think he'll line up probably more tight end as well. A lot of 12 personnel like we saw this year, where they have more of an inline blocker, which might be Hunter Long, it might be Durham Smythe, it might be Am Shaheen, it might be a whole nother drafted guy, free agent, who knows. But I think that's probably going to be their main personnel grouping. And then pair him up with Waddle and then an added receiver. And then probably be a more run-heavy team. But Mike Gesicki's a mismatch. Like, you put a linebacker on him, you put a safety on him. Like, no one matches up well with him. It's just a matter of utilizing that properly, which we didn't necessarily. Like, it's a whole nother conversation too, because like his open is different than other people open because his length adds another layer of separation, which isn't necessarily visible. But if you throw it in his vicinity, he's more than likely gonna come down with it. He's got super strong hands, big athletic. Like he's a tough guy to cover. But teams have been able to take him away. I think he did start to get see a little more double coverage. Although it also started going to Waddle too, so I think it was over the middle of the season where Gesicki was getting a lot of the double teams. But he had a really strong start of the season. I feel like towards the back end he started to fade away. But once again, I think that's more of scheme related stuff rather than him individually. So it should be exciting to see what McDaniel is going to cook up for him. Like we all know, we're all very excited about McDaniel's play calling and how he'll get the most out of the players. And I think Gesicki's a guy who will benefit. It's just hard to fully see what it'll be. I think, like I said, it's going to be more lining up at slot, but what he's asked to do could vary, maybe more option routes. This year was a lot of crossers, which was nice to see, but like maybe get him more involved down the seam, open up underneath in the middle too. Because if you think about it, if you have Gesicki running down the seam and you have Waddle running a slant behind that, it's more of a clearing route, so then you give Waddle space with his speed, with the ball, and maybe you could send it for a tutter, you know what I'm saying? It's different things like that McDaniel will be cooking up, and it's going to be interesting to see. I'm happy with the move, especially when you consider the other guys, the other tight ends that got tagged. The market is nowhere near as what it was. Dalton Schultz, who was like a big free agent I had if we let Gesicki walk. But he got tagged. David Njoku, who's another big name, got tagged as well. So the tight end market's definitely dwindled as well. So being able to retain our own guy is very important. Next guy to keep, Agba, but it seems like that one's heading to free agency. But hopefully we get him back one way or another. So that's today's video. Like I said, tomorrow's video is going to be about spending and what I expect us to do. Feel free to like and subscribe, and I appreciate you all for watching. So I'll catch you.